In this video, I will show you how you will be able to afford the rising CAC levels on Meta and on Google and crush your competition simply by switching your strategy. Before I dive into this video, my name is Emil. I am the founder of Profitability, which is a growth agency where we help D2C e-commerce brands scale and grow to 6 and 7 figures in monthly revenue through paid ads, strategic consultancy, and content management. With me here, I have just some quick cases so that you can see that I'm not a fraud. But basically, we've been working with this client for the past 15 months, and the last 12 months, we've generated 21 million NOK. They had their best month here, where we generated 3 million NOK. And then there's this case right here, who we have started working with since January. And now we're doing right around 180,000 pounds per month. And then there's this client here, who we recently started working with as well. So this is in the last 90 days, we've generated 1.7 million NOK. And especially here towards the end of April, we've really seen this client scale. And the way that we have scaled this, or these clients here, have really been through the strategy that I'm going to reveal to you in this video. So stick through to it. I can already tell you now that if you cannot stick through this 10-15 minute long video, however long it's going to be very difficult for you to scale your business. This is something that will put you on a new trajectory if you implement this. But the problem that many e-commerce businesses they face is that it becomes more and more expensive to advertise. And you've heard this before, probably. It's becoming more and more expensive to advertise on Google and on Meta. And this is not a trend that are going to stop. It's going to continue like this year, next year, 2027, 2028. There's not that much you can do to combat that, but there are ways that you can avoid losing money to this. When you look inside your Meta ad account right now, you will probably see that, let's just say this is just artificial number, but you look at your CAC level, you look at how much you're paying to acquire a new customer. Let's just say that this is 25 euros right now, and you are spending 10,000 euros, spending 5,000, doesn't really matter. But you know that you need to scale this budget to 20,000 in order to scale your store as well. Many businesses, they get this wrong because they look at this number right here and they think, okay, we need to cut the customer acquisition cost down. So their goal is that they want to cut this to, let's say, 15 euros. But this is very, very unlikely. And it's quite frankly unrealistic to think this way and still scale the ad spend. It's not how it works. What you instead want to look at is that you want to look at this number, the 25, as a benchmark. And if you can get this down to like 22, then great. You can do that maybe through better content. You are doing that through better new testing angles, all that kind of stuff. But you want to look at how you can be able to afford this price, afford the 25 instead. Perhaps you may even see that the 25 goes up to 30 euros because you have scaled the spend with 100%. So how can you afford this? This is really the way of thinking that you have to go through. How can you afford that increase? Well, it comes down to this strategy. And the way that you want to execute this strategy is that first and foremost, you want to identify the brand introducer. You are going to have 1, 2, 3 products that are really, really good at generating new customers. This is what you want to advertise with, right? This is something that generates a lot of trust to your brand when these people have gone through this product. So then you want to look at what is the repurchase anything rate. How many of these new customers go ahead and repurchase anything after they have bought this product? And then lastly, what you want to identify is the first order average order value and how much that increases in a 90-day interval. So in this case, you can see the first order is 742 NOK, but in 90 days, it increases by almost 100%. It goes to 1,390. So because we have these numbers now, we can start diving into what this means on a 90-day basis and how aggressive we can afford to be in our customer acquisition cost. What you want to really hone in on, and these numbers are extremely important for you to know when you're trying to scale your ad spend. You want to know your CAC, and you want to know your average gross profit on your first order, this one right here. And then you want to know your average LTV gross profit in 90 days. So in this case right here, we're spending 367 NOK to acquire a new customer. We make 342 NOK in gross profit. That means that we're just under break even here on the first order. In 90 days, we make 505 NOK in profit. And what that means is that in 90 days, per every new customer that they generate 140 NOK in net profit per new customer in 90 days. So just calculate this. They're generating 1,000 new customers per month with 140 in net profit in 9 days. They are generating 140,000 NOK in net profit from these 1,000 customers just 90 days down the road. And this is a compounding every month, because you generate 1,000 new customers this month, you generate 1,000 new customers next month, generate 1,000 new customers a month after that. And all of these customers are just going to net you so much more revenue down the line. What happens 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, all of that down the line, it's very, very important to think in terms of when you're trying to scale your e-commerce brand, because otherwise you are thinking too short term and it makes it impossible for you to scale. So when you have done that, you have identified the brand introducer, the 1 or 2, 3 products that are really, really good at generating the new customers, and whilst also generating a high repurchased anything rate and a high 9-day LTV, that is when you can start optimizing your entire funnel from this product. So everything from your content to your landing page. This is the important part of this strategy. And that is introducing value packs. So average order value boosting strategies. And most of you out there, you probably have like some sort of upsell underneath the product here. You have some upsell in your cart. You have some upsell in your checkout, whatever it is. It's not really strong enough. What you need to do is that you need to offer more of the same product for a less price. So here, see that if they just went with this one pack, I would have an average order value of around 110.80. But this is pre-selected the pre-pack. So now the average order value is 160.80. And I can also go with the best value pack, which leaves the average order value at 372.80. So a lot of stuff has happened to this average order value right here just by introducing more of the same product. And yes, not every one of your customers are going to go through this and go ahead and buy the 6-pack. That's not what this is for. This is for that you get people in on this offer, really. Apple does this fantastically as well, by the way. If you haven't checked out Apple's product pages, go ahead and do that. Like for the iPhone, you can see how they're really, really good at getting people in on a low price, and you end up buying at a higher price when you're done with their funnel. This is something that they've done extremely well, and this is something that you should also introduce in your own brand. But if the average order value started off with this, and let's just say that 15% of people, they choose the 3-packs, and 5% of people, they choose the 6-pack. Then now you have severely increased your average order value from 110. And now let's just say that it is now at 220. You're still paying the same thing to acquire that new customer. But now what happened is that you can really afford these new customers because they are putting more money into your business in the first order. This is very, very significant. This strategy doesn't really end here, because let's just say that they purchase and the average order value is now 220. Then what you want to do is you want to be a dirty businessman and introduce them more products after they have purchased from you, because now you have nothing to lose. But this is where so many brands are leaving a ton of money behind in the table. So in this case right here, you can see this is like an upsell right here, where they're saying 87% of people, they also bought at least one of these with their purchase. And now we had the collagen face masks up here, and now we're introducing them collagen eye patches. And now we just added, if the customer decides to go with this, 103 AED to the order. They don't have to pay for shipping. This just adds to their order afterwards. Say that they don't go with this and they just close down this, then they get to the next post-checkout upsell. And here we have something else. We have, again, 87% of people also bought at least one of these. Here we have the collagen lift cream, 164 AD. And again, the purpose is not to make everyone convert to this. This is just so that this up here, the 220, potentially jumps to like 240, because people have added all of this to their cart as well, like at least one of them. You can also add a third upsell at the end, where again, this is again a complementary product to the product that they've just bought. You can really optimize this funnel. And this is something that is going to help with your cash flow a ton and allow you to spend more money in your first or in your new customer acquisition. And if you can spend, if you're the business that can afford the 30, then you can, but the competition can only afford the 20 customer acquisition cost. Then you can really bully your competition by being able to spend more and to the customers appear like the obvious choice within the marketplace. I really hope that you got good value from watching this video. And if you did, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to work with us on your case, on your e-commerce case, then you can, in the description, you can apply for a free growth evaluation of your current digital marketing strategy, where I will personally go through your current digital marketing efforts on Meta, Google, and whatnot. I will present to you the strategic outmapping that we do for our clients in order to build the assets that goes into this, into scaling. And yeah, you can apply for that in the description of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and have a good one.